It started with a personal opinion. She said she simply didn't feel comfortable listening to a trending song or watching a movie that centered around shoplifting. According to her, the reason had nothing to do with the artists or filmmakers. Instead, she pointed to a recent case she had been following involving a young black man who was fatally shot by police after an alleged shoplifting incident. With that case still fresh in her mind, she said the subject matter no longer felt entertaining. In her view, turning shoplifting into a trend or a form of entertainment felt insensitive while families were still grieving similar tragedies.
This is a perfect time for me to talk about something that I've been talking about on other apps and a case that I'm following here in Cobb County, Georgia. This song doesn't feel good to me right now. I don't like this song right now. I don't enjoy this song. I don't enjoy the dance. I keep scrolling whenever I see it on my timeline. I just don't like this song right now. And it has nothing to do with Young Miami. And I know it's not her fault, but I want to give y'all my perspective because, yeah, maybe I'm a fun sucker, but not everything needs to be fun and not everything needs to be glamorized. I don't know if y'all have heard about it, but this past week in Kennesaw, Georgia at Town Center Mall, which is maybe 12 to 15 minutes from where I live, there was a young black man named Cortez. I don't know if it's Eatman or Edmond. I'm going to pronounce it Edmond. But there's a young black man named Cortez. Edmond was killed by the police. He was running away and he was shot in his back for alleged shoplifting. So right now, again, I know it's not her fault. It ain't got nothing to do with her. But for me, that trend and that song, it just don't feel good to me right now. It's not funny. And I know people who have seen the movie I Love Boosters, they have opinions about it and they're like, it's absurdity, it's anti-capitalist, it's a very politically charged film. Look, none of that shit matters when a young black man got 6 bullets in his back. Like, imagine it's young black men being murdered and that shit is so lame and corny to me right now. That's my honest opinion. I know black people, we dominate in pop culture spaces, right? We dominate media, we dominate music, we dominate movies, we dominate artistically, period. But we have to remember who the we are in this country. Remember, we are the same people who the slave patrol was out to get. Remember, we are the same people who they were stringing up in trees back then and still doing it now. Remember that all that scamming, boosting, all that crazy shit that can literally be the end of you as a black person in this country. And I'll go so far as to add this, and I don't give a who don't like it, I'm gonna say it anyway. A lot of those celebrities who are pushing those narratives or glamorizing these topics and turning these things into art in a way that influences especially younger people, they're not at the same risk. They're not out there shoplifting themselves. They are not out there living the life that they're talking about in these songs, but they are influencing people and they're influencing society and they are helping to normalize these behaviors that lead to black people literally being killed like dogs in the street. And I think we just have to remember that they're not living the same life as most normal people are. And there's a lot of shit in this country that a black celebrity or a non-black person can get away with that you can't get away with. Before you jig into that song and you take it too serious, remember who the f you are in this country. I just don't think it's cool to glamorize some things. And right now, how I feel right now, that song and certain topics, they just don't feel good to me.
But what happened next shocked her even more. She says that after mentioning the movie in a single video, she became the target of relentless online harassment. According to her, she received racial abuse, sexist insults, and even death threats. She also claims that people began organizing mass reports against her social media accounts, the same accounts she says she has used for years to discuss civil rights issues, police brutality, and community fundraising.
For the past 72 hours, I've been receiving death threats. I've been receiving racial harassment. I've been called racial slurs. I've been called sexist slurs. I've been called all out of my name, and it's been endless harassment and dogpiling. And now there is a group of people calling and plotting and planning to mass report my account. The accounts that I use for civil rights activism, the accounts that I use to share stories of police brutality, the accounts that I use to raise hundreds of thousands of dollars for causes in the black community. They're reporting these accounts because I said I didn't want to watch a movie. You didn't hear that wrong. I did not want to watch a movie. So if you scroll my profile, and I'll insert it here, there's a video where I was talking about the song Spin That. And I said that the subject matter of shoplifting right now is too sensitive a subject for me to enjoy any content that seems to be glamorizing it. And in that video, I very briefly, very briefly, mention the movie I Love Boosters. And when I mentioned that movie in one sentence, the creator of that movie started harassing me. People who have seen the movie I Love Boosters, they have opinions about it, and they're like, it's absurdity, it's anti-capitalist, it's a very politically charged film. Look, none of that shit matters when a young black man got 6 bullets in his back. That's all I said. One sentence. I mentioned this movie. Didn't tell anybody not to go watch it. Didn't tell people that he was a bad man. Didn't even mention his name. I just said the subject matter was triggering. This man made multiple posts about me, targeting me. He blatantly lied and said that I was pushing an agenda for the police. He called me racist and said that I was harming the black community and pushing respectability politics because I said the subject matter of shoplifting is too close to home with some of the civil rights cases that I'm following right now. Black men are being killed. Black children are being killed over suspected shoplifting, so I can't enjoy anything about shoplifting right now. He called me racist, completely undermined my civil rights work because I said that, because I didn't want to watch his movie. And this man didn't just make a post about me. He didn't just talk shit on his own page. He was going through all the comments he could find about me, repeating this lie, lying and saying that I bashed his film, and I never bashed his film, lying and saying I reviewed his film without watching it when I never reviewed the film. He was repeating this same lie and encouraging people to dogpile me, and it was leading to harassment, and he kept adding to the harassment despite me repeatedly trying to step back and de-escalate, me repeatedly saying that I did not want to have any sort of beef, that I was not trying to engage with that. I simply did not want to watch the movie. When I tried to disengage, it's like this man took this as a battery in his back. It's like it emboldened him. It emboldened him to keep doing it even more. This man even contacted me on a different platform after I had already blocked him. That is what crosses the line into harassment to me. So there's so many layers to this that we need to talk about, aside from the racism, the very obvious anti-blackness that was going on. And he was engaging with these racist people. He was liking anti-black comments about me, creating a safe space for these white supremacists and racist people who have been harassing me for about 2 years now. There's a lot of the same names and accounts doing it. He was creating a safe space and engaging with racist people, talking shit about me and making anti-black comments because I said I didn't want to watch his film. But there's also an issue in the black community with the way me as a black woman, I stepped back. I said, hey, I'm not trying to argue and fight with no grown-ass black man. And the way that emboldened him in his ego, the way he got worse when I said I didn't want to fight and I did not try to fight back. When I stopped trying to fight back, and y'all know I can fight back, he got worse and he got bolder, and he invited other people in the space to attack me too. And I think as a community, we need to talk about that. I think as a community, we need to talk about how underprotected black women are. We need to talk about how black women are expected to perform endless labor, give endless support, give promo, give glowing reviews, and stroke their ego. But the minute we are not doing anything that's praising you or stroking your ego or validating you, the minute we express any sort of discomfort, the minute we express a simple boundary, because me saying I don't want to watch a movie is a simple boundary. The minute we do that, they resort to public humiliation. They resort to abuse, verbal and physical. And the way they open up the doors for any and everybody to come beat down on us and attack us too, all because we didn't do what they wanted us to do. I think that is very dangerous in our community. I think what Boots Riley did is very dangerous. And I think that we do need to continue to call it out. There is no way a simple opinion saying I don't want to watch this film because the subject matter is too triggering should have resorted to me being called names and getting death threats. But I want to be very clear that it is happening because a black man with a platform, a black man who was well respected in our community, opened up the door for people to do so. I looked through his content some, and I noticed that he's way more gracious with non-black people who give his film reviews, but he has a visceral, toxic reaction to black women having anything to say. And there's so many layers to why he could be doing that. I can't diagnose or pinpoint anything because I don't know him personally, but I know what I experienced and I know what I saw, and I know that that's not okay.
She insists she never reviewed the movie or told anyone not to watch it. She says she only explained why the topic was personally too difficult for her at that moment. What began as a decision not to watch a film quickly turned into a much larger debate about online harassment. public criticism, and the consequences of expressing a personal opinion?